Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Peter Verdegem. I'm one of the co-founders of GenLife, and I'm very happy that you decided to become a member of the GenLife family. You have decided to improve your health with GenHealth, and GenHealth is the first personalized designer nutrition product on the market. I've been spending a lot of years in clinical research and biochemical research in developing the perfect nutritional supplementation. And we all know that everyone is different. Everyone is unique. You should not be taking the same product that everybody else takes. And that is what GenHealth exactly does. Today I'm going to talk to you about the process. How do we make GenHealth? How do we do the DNA test? Well, you've all been receiving this in the mail, which is the DNA sample kit. You know how to do it. When you take this sample, you're going to have to take it out of the tube, swirl it around in your mouth, really close the inside of your cheeks, and do that for 30 seconds. 30 seconds is important because we have to make sure that the quality of the samples is good enough for the DNA analysis. Now, some people ask, why do we do 3 samples? Isn't one enough? Well, yes, in principle, one is enough. But we know that for about 75% of the people, the first swab, as we call these things, is enough, has good enough quality. But then there are a couple of people that we need a second swab and even a third swab because some people don't collect enough cells in their mouth. So it's very important to do that 30 seconds. Do it in the morning. In the morning, just when you get out of bed. Make sure you haven't drank anything, make sure you didn't eat anything, because all of that can interfere with the quality of the sample. And then you put it back in the box. When you put it back in the box, you ship it to our Gen Lab in Salzburg, Austria. Of course, that takes a few days. Put a stamp on it in the box, put it in the normal mailbox. It takes a few days to get to Austria, depending on where you live. And then when it arrives in the lab, they're going to be looking at your barcode, which you have stuck on the sample tube, and then they match your registration in the lab portal at genlife.lab-login.com, where you are registering your sample, and then they match the incoming samples with your barcode. That's the first step what happens in GenLab. They are processing thousands of samples per day because they have a number of more customers. They also do a lot of research related DNA analysis, and that's why thousands of samples are done these days in that lab. Your sample comes in, they take out the DNA, and the first thing they do is crush the cells. We get to the DNA which is inside the nucleus of every cell. And that is a process, which is a biochemical process. Basically, they open the cells, they wash away all the parts of the cells that we don't need for the analysis, the protein, the cell walls, the fatty acids, and that we're just stuck with the DNA. This is a fully automated process. The samples are put in a robot. The robot knows exactly which fluids to put in all the different tubes and how to wash it perfectly. And then the sample is put on an analysis plate. And back in the old days when I was doing biochemical research, there was one test tube where one reaction was happening. Well, today we are much more advanced. GenLab is a fantastically advanced laboratory, one of the best worldwide. And they have plates where 9,000 samples fit on. It's only that big. You can hold it in your hand. But there are 9,000 different slots on that plate where the analysis is done. And then the analysis is again fully automated, and then the result comes out. We know for 52 different genes what your genetic variation is. And then we are able, because of worldwide research that's happening on a daily basis, that links DNA codes, variations in DNA codes, to specific health concerns and outcomes later in life. It's not a diagnosis, it's just merely an analysis of how well your biochemistry is functioning and what that may mean for your individual micronutrient need. Your book, your PDF file is created of GenTest, and you get an email at home where you can log in to your registration site and download the PDF. And that's, for many people, a fantastic moment. They can start reading and find out all about their own personal biochemistry. And you know, of course, I do a weekly column called Dr. Peter's Gene of the Week, and there you can read every week about a different gene, what it means, what the code means, and what kind of implications that has on creating your best micronutrient mixture. That is how we do the DNA test, and that is how we present GenTest to you and to all our individual customers. Now then, of course, we're going to have to prepare your product. That's the second step. So the first thing is you get your book, you can read all about you, and then we start making your GenHealth, your ideal personalized designer micronutrient mixture. We use the highest quality ingredients. That's very important. There are two criteria. We decided to go for ingredients that are not really strange. And with really strange, I mean ingredients that are very new or come from a very far distance and as a result don't have a lot of research. We believe that micronutrients have to be perfectly researched. We believe that we have to be able to go in the scientific libraries and find a lot about the benefits, the need of your body for those individual ingredients. Those are the 36 ingredients that we offer today in GenHealth, are all based on solid, years over years, solid scientific research done by many different universities worldwide. Second, we need to have a good quality controlled ingredient. We have to make sure that we know where it comes from, that we know there are no impurities in, that there's decent quality control. And of course, we register our product in Germany and they have pretty high quality standards. So we're absolutely sure we have the best ingredients available. The first thing what we do is, based on your GenTest recommendation, we mix the ingredients in these big mixers. They're all powders, with the exception of the omega-3 fatty acids, which are in a separate bag, as you know, when you have that in your product. But all the powders are mixed in a certain way. And then we put in the microcrystalline cellulose. Microcrystalline cellulose is there to create the microtransporter. You know that microtransporters are another unique innovation that stands behind GenHealth, because many ingredients that we have today in normal products, in simple products, they bombard literally our intestinal tract with ingredients. And that means there is competitive absorption. Those ingredients are not all absorbed to its maximum extent. First of all, the sources make a difference, but also the moment when you put them in your digestive tract. And that's what microtransporters do. They delay, they time release the release moment of the ingredient in your gut. And that means they're much better absorption. And it pulls apart ingredients that would otherwise compete with each other when it comes to absorption. So we put ingredients that benefit from each other in absorption in one microtransporter, and we take them apart when they would compete with each other. So the mixtures are of the ingredients that we put in the mixing machine are those that help each other in terms of bioavailability. Then we put microcrystalline cellulose, which is the actual material component of the microtransporter, and we make it into a dough, as we call it. The dough is then pushed through a spaghetti machine. It sounds silly, but that's how we name it, because it looks exactly like spaghetti. It pushes the dough through little holes and make long strings of the microtransporters. Now these strings, of course, are then broken into pieces by centrifugation. Now, centrifugation means that when the spaghetti strings are dry, they break into small pieces, and that is exactly what you see. That is the microtransporter that you're going to have in your GenHealth packet. Then an important step, another quality important step, is the drying process. As you may know, micronutrients are very sensitive to heat. Vitamins are heat sensitive. If you leave them in the sun, or you would put them in the oven to dry it, this product, you would destroy it. And it has no benefit then when you get it at home. So we do the drying of the microtransporters under room temperature vacuum conditions. They look like ovens, but they're not warm. They really are vacuum room temperature locations, so that we ensure that all the valuable micronutrients in the microtransporters are still fully functioning when you get it at home. Our laboratory is a pharmaceutically ISO certified state-of-the-art facility. If you walk around there, and I've been touring with a number of distributors already through the laboratory over there, it's really fascinating to see how clean it is, how professional it is, and how we are proud to be working with the leading DNA testing facility in the world. Now then comes the fact that all the microtransporters are mixed, and as I told you, not every bowl has the same content. You can see that on also the colors. Some people think that the colors are things that we put into it to give it the color. Well, that's not true. These colors are coming from the ingredients. Many powders are white, like vitamin C is a white powder. But carotenoids like lutein and lycopene or beta-carotene are yellow or even red. And that's what you see in the ball. So the ball is actually, the microtransporter is naturally colored by the ingredient that is in it. We mix them in the right amount, specifically, uniquely for you, and then we fill them into the little pouches. It's a long tube where we fill your individual amount. We cut it off in different daily dosages, and then we print your name on it. We sign your name on it. We're so proud that we have made a product only for you, that we are signing your name on it. And then once you see those packages coming out of the machine that have been filled uniquely for you, we pack them in the GenHealth box. On the back, we print your nutritional label, because every product that we make is different, obviously. So every product has a different nutritional label, and we print your name on the front of the box. That is the story of GenHealth. That is the story of GenLife. I'm sure you will be enjoying taking your GenHealth and feeling better day after day.